going to make some bookmarks with palms. And first we're going to learn how to make those palms. So they are little pom-pom looking things, little round fuzzy things that we're going to attach to our bookmarks. All right, so let's get started. So the supplies we need today are going to be 2 toilet paper rolls or a paper towel roll cut into 2 pieces. You're going to need some cardboard. A cereal box cardboard would probably work the best. It's a little thinner. Some scissors, a sharp pencil, a fork, and then of course your yarn. So we're going to make 2 different size palms to attach to our bookmark. Okay, so let's get started with a larger palm first, just to see how it's going to work. We're actually going to use the smaller palm for our bookmark unless you really want a big one. All right, so first you're going to find your yarn, the beginning of your yarn. Then you're going to take the 2 rolls and you're just going to wrap your yarn around the 2 rolls until you think you have enough and it's nice and thick. Remember, the thicker it is, the more fluffy your palm is going to be. All right, so I think I have enough. So I'm just going to cut it right there. And then I'm going to cut another nice long piece of string. And I'm going to go between my 2 rolls. Right in between to the other side. So I'm tying the center together like this. Then I'm going to tie it as tight as I possibly can. We're going to slide those 2 out. Slide it out. And you're going to tie it even tighter. Then you can knot it. And then your last step is going to be cutting the yarn where you see the loops. See how I can put my finger right through here where the cardboard was? Well, now, very carefully, I'm going to insert my scissors and I'm going to cut. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I have this and I'm going to fluff up my palm. And you can trim it. So the more you add, the fluffier it's going to be. If you find any loops you didn't cut, you can just go back and cut those as you go. Now, as you can see, one part is a little bit longer than the other. So this is where we can go through and just kind of trim it up so it looks nice and round. But keep those 2 long ones. You want to keep your 2 long strings separate. So you don't want to cut those just yet. And here now I have a nice fluffy palm. And if I wanted to make it even thicker, I would have just had to do a couple more rounds. So it was nice and thick and full before taking it off the cardboard. All right, so now let's try the smaller one. So for the smaller palm, which is the one we're going to use for our bookmark, we're going to use a fork. To make the smaller palm, you're going to want to, actually I think it's easier if we do it this way. I would cut a piece and I'm going to put it right through my fork so I don't have to thread it through later. And I'm just going to leave it there. It's going to make it a little easier to do the rest. Then I'm going to take, we're going to do it just like we did the other one. And we're going to wrap, keep that one out of the way. We're going to wrap the yarn around. And you're going to wrap it around as many times as you think you need. Because you want it nice and thick. Okay, when you think you might have enough, you're just going to cut it off. And then you're going to take that one that you already threaded through and you're going to take it over the top and through your fork. That just makes it a little easier instead of trying to get it through the fork after you've already wrapped all the other one around. Then you're going to tie it as tight as you possibly can. And then you can even slide it off and make it even tighter. Nice and tight. All right, there we go. Now, make sure you don't cut the one that you've wrapped, because I made that mistake. See how I have that line right there? Make sure you don't cut that, but we're gonna try to cut the other loops, and you're gonna keep your long string out of the way as well. So for this one, it's a little bit more challenging. You're gonna have to just cut little by little. And again, watch out for that string that is tying everything together, because if you cut that, it falls apart. Then you can trim it up so it looks more round. So keep those long strings out of the way though. You're gonna need them. See, even mine didn't turn out super perfect. But it's nice and round. And then I have my 2 long strings. All right, so now we're gonna do the next part. All right, so here I have a piece of foam that I have made my bookmark out of. You can also make your bookmark out of a piece of cardboard. A cereal box would work best because it's slightly thinner, but still nice and thick. And then you can decorate it however you want. So now we're just going to poke a hole in the top. So whatever you have made your bookmark out of, you're just going to poke a hole through the top, and I'm using a pencil, a nice sharp pencil. You don't have to make your hole super, super big. And then you're going to take your little palm. You can use your big palm if you want, but you're going to take those strings that you made, poke it through, and then you're just going to tie it off. You want your hole towards the top of wherever your bookmark's going to be. And then you're just going to knot it a few times. And you can cut off your excess string. And here you have a nice palm bookmark. Enjoy!